Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at the first season of The X-Files. Yes. And this is episode 20, Darkness Falls, from 1994. Now, the episode before we had was Shapes, and then the next episode is going to be Tombs, which is the sequel episode to Squeeze, which we had quite early on in this season, and it's a real classic story. But this one is good. This is a very sort of darker story as well in many ways, and there's quite an horror element, I would say, in this, and it's excellent. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, it really flows into the sort of recesses of our minds as well, about fears, definitely primeval fears, I think. Yes. Anyhow, I'm going on there, aren't I? Now, this was transmitted on the 15th of April, 1994, on the Fox network. And on the 9th of February, 1995, in the UK, BBC Two. Yes. And what a success it had been on the BBC Two. Fantastic. Now, this is written by Chris Carter, who really seems to have written quite a lot of these first season episodes. Yeah, it's another good episode by Chris Carter. And it's directed by Joe Napolitano. I think is how you pronounce it. Napolitano. Previously, episode 5, The Jersey Devil, he had directed from this first season. And that was the only other X-Files episode with this one. So he did 2. And then he's just really known for all these TV series and TV films that he was involved in. Yeah, quite a lot there. Now, the locations are really Lighthouse Park, which is in West Vancouver, because they are really good, excellent, as well as the North Shore Studios. But there's a lot of location filming, and it looks absolutely brilliant. And we get the contrast with the daytime and the nighttime, and wow, it works very well. The music, as usual, is by Mark Snow. Now, we'll go through the cast. Of course, we've got David Duchovny as Fox Mulder. And then we've got Gillian Anderson playing Dana Scully. Now, Jason Begg plays Larry Moore. He was in Thelma and Louise, 1991. He was in G.I. Jane, Demi Moore, I know that, 1997. He was also in X-Men First Class, 2011. Well, that's a good film as well. Again, just a wonderful CV of TV series and TV films. Then we've got Tom O'Rourke, who plays Steve Humphries. He's quite a recognisable figure, certainly. Films that he was in: Patty Hearst, 1988. Made in Manhattan. I guess 2002. I know that's a Jennifer Lopez film. Yes, he was in that one. And then I think crucially, what a film to be associated with. He was in United 93 from 2006, which is just an amazing film about this real historical tragic event that shook the world, and it's a really great film, that one. It really is. And then he was in a lot more TV series and TV films. Again, he's got a very, very good history with that. Then we've got Titus Welliver, who plays Doug Spinney. He was in The Doors, 1991. That's the Jim Morrison biography, which is... I enjoyed that one. And that's an Oliver Stone film as well, yeah. Then he was in Air Force One, 1997. We know that one. Harrison Ford, who could not forget that. And then Assault on Precinct 13, but it is the remake, which I think is pretty good. That's from 2005. Then he was on Man on a Ledge, 2012, which I've heard of as well. And then Argo. Oh, yes, Argo. What a film that is. That was from 2012. Then, if you're a Transformers fan, you might recognize him. Transformers Age of Extinction from 2014. And then he was in another remake, Shaft, 2019, Samuel L. Jackson playing the wonderful lead role. But yeah, they did a remake of Shaft, and that was it. And again, he has quite a sort of history of TV series as well, and TV films. But he's got a good lot of films that he's appeared in. Right. So let me get into what this is about. Well, Mulder and Scully, they go to the Pacific Northwest, where there are reports that 30 loggers, yes, have disappeared, gone. And Mulder is aware that in 1934, a similar incident occurred, and we see him. He shows the black and white picture of the missing loggers. So, with a forest ranger and a representative from the logging companies, they make their way into the forest. Unfortunately, the van doesn't make it that far, what they're in. The tires get bust and they have to walk because, well, there are environmental activists around who obviously the logging company is not too keen on, and they are there to prove, as they see it, and disrupt the practices of the company, which they believe are flouting laws and just causing a lot of damage unnecessary. Well, they come across one of these activists, and he says that they've all disappeared because at night a swarm of, well, insects come out and they cause devastation. They kill the people, these insects which only come out at night. And he says he's responsible for all this that has happened. And then they find this, like, a cocoon. And inside there's a victim, a skeleton kind of thing, decaying body, of somebody who's met the fate with these. So obviously, when they get to this place where the electricity is not on, and they have to get it going on one of these machines, the generator. That's it, one generator, but it's getting low on petrol, and Mulder gets to a point where he actually allows this activist to go and get help, and by using the last bit of petrol. And of course, Scully is not very impressed, and we see quite an interesting row. And it's interesting to see that when they're both under pressure, that we do get that tension, which is really good. It's another development in their character. So from that, things develop and unravel, and it gets to a very critical point, and it's very scary. And well, I'm not going to give away what happens, but it's excellent. The atmosphere, the way they've created it in the terms of the direction and filming is amazing. As I say, you get the contrast with the light and the darkness. And the special effects are really obviously done really quite simply, but so effective. They really are. When you see all them swarming and all these insects, wow, it's very effective. This episode works well. It really does. And it continues what has been overall a really great first season. It really hooks you into the X-Files and these stories. And I was very impressed with it once again. You can't help but be impressed with these. They just keep producing the goods. And again, we see a bit more about the relationship between Mulder and Scully, and we see how they put themselves in quite a bit of danger as well in this episode, and it works well. Great episode, highly recommended. I think that's it. Hopefully I've given you an idea and a flavour of how good it is, and the acting as well is excellent. I can't, the guest stars who appear all do a great job. Fantastic. So before I go, as usual, I'll show you this. Here it is, the small box set from the big box set, with all the various seasons in. But this is the first season. Excellent. So that's it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We'll let you know when I put out these videos. And have a look in the playlist. You can see all the previous X-Files episodes I've reviewed. But you can see all the other things. I do loads of playlists, loads of things. Hopefully you might find something you enjoy. Nostalgia. And if you like this video, please give it a like, because it really does help and it gets it out onto YouTube. So hopefully other people might enjoy this video. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments, and I'll always reply to them. And it costs note. By heck, it costs note. You can't say fairer than that. So I think that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.